In our introduction, we talked about how the conversations that we should be engaged in intentionally with the people on our team really serves as the fuel to our ability to be effective at being a great leader. Our ability to develop our team, our ability to deliver business results will hinge on our ability to effectively have the conversations that we need to be having with our team that we're going to unpack in this series. But before we dive into any specifics around conversations, I wanted to start with really the role that conversation plays in your ability to be effective as a leader. And I want to share with you a way to think. I want to share with you an illustration. I want to share with you a metaphor through which I want you to frame up how you view every person on your team. So the next time you're in a one-on-one meeting, the next time you are on a video call, the next time you are face-to-face with someone on your team, I want you to think about it in the way that I'm going to share in this illustration when it comes to how you view your team. And the way that I want to think about it, and I want to draw this on the whiteboard real quick to illustrate it for you. But the way that I want you to think about it is that with every single person on your team, there's a relationship bank account. So I want you to think that every person that is on your team, there is a relationship bank account. And if you think about your own bank account, there are things that happen. You have currency that you have. There's money that you make from your job or from somewhere else, and you deposit money into the bank and you withdraw money from the bank. And so if you wanted to go to Starbucks and you wanted to get your favorite latte, or you wanted to go to Chick-fil-A and get an awesome chicken biscuit, and you use your debit card, well, if you're using your debit card coming from your bank account, then you would have had to make deposits into the bank account in order to then exchange that currency to withdraw from the bank account to be able to get your latte. And so I want you to think about this, whether it's intentional or unintentional, whether you are conscious or unconscious of this, you have a relationship bank account with every single person on your team. And you are making deposits and withdrawals into that bank account. And there is currency with that bank account. And if you think about what currency is just something that you exchange for something that is valuable to you. So it's that $5 that you would use to go buy a latte at Starbucks or a Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit. And so when you think about your team, I want you to think about it in the context of having a relationship bank account, because it's critical that we are intentional to make deposits into the bank account. And there are times where we have to make withdrawals. And withdrawals, if you're trying to make that with the bank account that's empty, is going to be much more difficult. And so conversations play a critical role in activating these transactions of deposits and withdrawals. It's the conversations that we have with the people on our team that deposit into that relationship bank account, that deposit relational currency into that relationship bank account. It's the conversations that we have with people on our team that withdraw from that relationship bank account. So some examples of what it would look like to deposit into the relationship bank account. This could be when you find someone or you observe someone doing something awesome at their job, and you use positive validation. You give them positive attention to reinforce the great job that they did. A deposit could be engaging in a career development conversation and doing that consistently, and then committing to actions to support the people on your team as they pursue their own career aspirations. A deposit into the bank account could be connecting relationally, connecting below the line, spending time cultivating trust with the people on your team, spending time demonstrating empathy and demonstrating that you care about them and connecting with them on a personal level, not just on a work level. All of these activities and all these conversations that we engage in that are similar to that are putting deposits into that relationship bank account. But then also there are times where we have to withdraw from that bank account. And a withdrawal could be we have to have a hard conversation with someone. We have to have a conversation about performance. We have to have a conversation about interpersonal conflict going on within the team. And we have to mediate between the two people that may have an issue. This may be a hard conversation around behavioral things or social things that are going on that are impacting an individual on your team. And we have to withdraw from the bank account. And if we have spent time intentionally depositing, then withdrawing becomes a lot more simple. It doesn't necessarily become easy, but it becomes a lot more simple. But if the bank account is empty and we try to have these withdrawal conversations, they're going to be much more difficult if there's no relational currency. And so as we go through this and we talk about specific conversations, I want you to frame it up and I want you to think about the relationship bank account. Because the types of conversations we're going to unpack together are types of conversations that deposit into the bank account, and they're types of conversations that withdraw from the bank account. And this needs to be happening consistently and persistently for you to be successful at developing your team, delivering business results, and being confident that you have what it takes to show up every day, equipped with what you need to be great. And so when you sit across that video call and you think about the people on your team, think about the relationship bank account and think about how the conversations that you have are the activators for all these transactions that are going on with the people on your team.